Hi, my name's Tim and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at how we can incorporate some exotic sounds into our solos and into our playing. So let's get to it. So we're going to be looking at three things that we can start doing. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to be looking at different sounds. We're not going to be looking at certain scales, but we're looking at sounds and how they interact with the things that we're playing over. The second thing we're going to look at is intervals and how we can mess around and playing certain intervals and incorporating them into our solos. Although it's not technically right, but it'll give you this really kind of exotic kind of sound. And the third thing we're going to look at is the notes that don't exist. So stick with me on that one because it's that's kind of where these exotic flavors kind of live. And it should be kind of familiar to people who play the blues because we do that already with the minor third into major third. But anyway, so the thing about playing exotic, the sounds that I kind of associate with these kind of exotic sounds are kind of Middle Eastern, Egyptian, Japanese, Chinese, the Far East, the Middle East. It's kind of that edge of the planet. So, and they have such a different approach to music than we do here in the Western world. You know, we've got our 12 notes, they're laid out and they're notated properly. And Arabic music, they will generally tend to just play over a single drone. So if you took the note D, you just have a D drone for minutes, and then these other instruments will just kind of improvise and play over the top. And that gives you so much more freedom to kind of weave in between major and minor. So notes that you're going to want to start messing around with trying to get these kind of sounds is the flat second and the flat six. If you already know your triads up and down the neck, just adding these in are going to be nice and easy. So the flat second can be found a semitone above every root note, and the flat six can be found a semitone above every fifth. Another thing that really separates, exotic music to, let's say, traditional Western music is the use of big intervals. So we tend to sort of, in the Western world, we like to go up and down our scales and up and down on our arpeggios, but when we start improvising melodies, we tend to keep them kind of close. If you start expanding the distance between notes, it can create an air of space, funnily enough. Distance between two notes can sound a little odd to our ears because we're kind of used to them being nice and tight together. So the minor third interval, just throwing in minor third intervals between notes that you're playing will really kind of give you this kind of sound. And the last thing is the notes that don't exist. This is like total preference for people. When you bend from, say, one note to another note, let's say you bend from the note B to the note C. In our traditional music, there is no note in between. But if you just bend that B note up a quarter tone, but when you play it over just a standard drone note, this note that lies in between is so alien to us that it automatically conjures up these kind of images of worlds that we're not really used to. I'm going to play an example and I'm going to incorporate all the things that we just talked about. That's what we're going to do. So there is going to be a little tab for it. I'm not going to tab out the entire solo that I've done and some of the motifs and some of the things that I think that you can draw from it and use in your own playing. Letting your ear be the guide and just kind of navigate through little roadmaps on your guitar. Have a starting point, have a finishing point, and see how you can get from A to B. And don't let the guitar tell you what to play. You tell them what notes you're going to play. If you like the sound of a certain note, play it again. If you don't like it, don't play it again. It's really as simple as that. Let your ear be the guide. It never lies to you. So anyway, I'm going to leave this here, and I'm going to leave it with you. And I really hope that you get something from this. I know there's a lot of chatting and talking, but listen to the example, try and employ some of these ideas into your own playing, and have fun. And I will see you on the next video. Thank you. Goodbye.